The dads were kind of funny, but still had way too much missed potential. I'm gonna fix the dads using only one word: Shifu. That's right, Shifu. Removing the 5 was bad enough, but removing Shifu was the last straw. Shifu should have gone with the dads on their journey to help Po. Not only would this make their journey even funnier because their dynamic would be similar to Po and Zhen, like a serious kung fu master having to deal with these clowns, this has so much potential. It would also make the movie make more sense because yeah, the dads care about Po, but why would they go on a dangerous journey trying to save him? I mean, they're pretty useless. What could they even do? It would make so much more sense if they took a kung fu master with them. Here are some comedic funny scenes I wrote. After a long and tiring walk where the 2 dads and Shifu are hungry and exhausted, it's nighttime and Master Shifu is falling asleep. But Po's father says, "No, Master Shifu, don't die!" This would be a perfect reference to Kung Fu Panda 1, where Po says the exact same thing in the end, highlighting how similar Po and his dad are, and also satisfying the die-hard Kung Fu Panda fans who love references to the older movies. The next scene isn't really a comedy scene, but is still really cool. So after Shifu and the dads enter that shack, the one that eventually breaks, Po's dad does that thing where he pretends to be a kung fu master, and when it fails, instead of the childish ending of the whole shenanigan of the shack breaking, Master Shifu single-handedly fights and beats up all the bad guys in that place. This would be super cool to watch. It would also show why not to judge a book by its cover for the kids, and it would give Shifu importance again, because he must have spent his whole life mastering kung fu, but he barely ever uses it, so this would be really good for him. Just like that famous quote an ancient martial arts philosopher once said, "What be the purpose of mastering kung fu if thou cannot whoop someone's buttocks?" That's totally a real quote, but you don't need to Google it, just trust me. Anyway, so this would be good for Shifu, and it would be a big part of his character development through the film. Well, my rewritten version of his character development that's in a future chapter, about his deepest insecurities that he has secretly hid through the other 3 Kung Fu Panda movies. It would also add to my point of developing different characters to still keep the series' freshness by developing new characters other than Po. But I'll skip that for now because it's funny time. No serious stuff yet. Back to the comedy scenes. So we're still gonna stick to making a lot of references to the original Kung Fu Panda for the reason I mentioned earlier. Up next will be after they continue their journey being hungry and tired, they find a restaurant in the middle of nowhere that almost has run out of food and only has 1 dumpling left. See where I'm going with this? If you did, you're a true Kung Fu Panda fan. And if you didn't, remember that scene where Po fights Shifu for the last dumpling as part of his training? Yeah, that, but with Po's dad. It would have similar stuff too, like the shuffling and everything. And one of my favorite parts of this chapter, after Po's dad and Shifu are having an intense battle for the dumpling, instead of either of them winning, Ping the goose just eats the dumpling out of nowhere. This would be very surprising and unexpected because the audience would expect Po's dad to win, but to completely shatter the audience's prediction is peak comedy. And of course, we can't forget, before this scene when they look at the menu of the restaurant, they see that it's blank. And you know where I'm going with this. We could also have a scene where Po's dad makes fun of Shifu just like Po did with the noodles and the cups at the restaurant while Ping is watching, and then Shifu is right behind him just like the original. Speaking of Shifu, you can click on this rewrite video right here to see his deepest secrets and how his character actually develops for the first time in 3 movies.